Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for meeting with Victor today for the 2025 Science Fair. Um, we just wanted to know a few more things about you and about your journey. So, how did you first become interested in archaeology?
So the past is something I have been interested in for a very, very long time. But I came to love archaeology specifically because it's the practical past. You get to touch it with your hands, you get to be at the forefront of discoveries, uncovering more of the past that has been hidden. But also what I love about archaeology, it's the history and it's the discovery of ordinary people. As you look in books and history of the past, it's often your kings, your queens, your big battles. But what really interests me in history is how everyday people lived in the Roman times, in Anglo-Saxon England. So therefore, that's something that's really drawn me to archaeology, and I've loved it ever since.
So, would you say this was definitely your first choice of career and something you've always dreamed of doing then?
Yes, I've always had two first choices in careers. So I either wanted to be an archaeologist or a pilot. However, when I lost my sight, pilot was taken off the table. So I have gone down the archaeology route and absolutely love it.
Could you expand on that a little bit then and talk about what your accessibility journey has been like as a VI person within archaeology?
Yeah, my one has been a particularly interesting one as I started my degree in archaeology with eyesight and I lost it about halfway through as a result of a brain tumor. So therefore, I've had to adapt to new things. But within archaeology, VI is something that I have found within the archaeology department here at the University of Reading has been very supportive, whether that has been in the classroom, getting things enlarged so that with what eyesight I have left, I can see them. But also in the field, archaeology is one of the greatest team sports. I've been working with people, and where I may lack on some things due to not having good eyesight, I make up for in other ways as I have a greater appreciation of tactile things, of feeling whether a piece of pottery is coarse or fine, whether the dirt that we are excavating, which we have to record, is compacted, whether it's sandy, whether it's gravelly. I can feel things like that with my hand, and I can also hear how my trowel feels when I'm scraping the ground. And it's just been, there have definitely been hurdles that I have had to overcome. However, that's something I've done. I've stepped up to the challenge and enjoyed it. And yeah, it's been something that I want to do and I've had that drive to do. So I've just found ways around things, and having some of my colleagues and lecturers here at the University of Reading Archaeology Department have been really supportive in adapting both how I study and how I work to be sight loss inclusive. My biggest achievement, or achievements plural, is tied to a excavation I'm doing at Cookham, which is just upstream from Maidenhead. I say upstream, that stream is the Thames, where we're excavating an Anglo-Saxon abbey site, but also as part of that, we're excavating an Anglo-Saxon cemetery. So not only getting to work on a very cool and very, very exciting, archaeologically speaking, site, I've got to excavate multiple complete human skeletons. And I've also, this year, so 2024 summer, I got to be visitor manager for the site. So I had an absolute blast for 4 weeks showing people round the site, including a group of people from Berkshire Vision, a local sight loss charity, who are also all visually impaired, and getting to show them the joys of archaeology, and then also getting to go into schools and speak to people, primary school students, about the joy of archaeology. So really, both doing the archaeology is a great achievement, excavating skeletons. Not many new archaeological undergraduate students get to do that, but also getting to tell people like yourselves about what I do. I think that's the best thing in the world.
So, has that been your favorite dig that you've taken part in, or is there another one that stands out?
Yes, that has been my favourite dig. My first excavation I did, this was when I had sight in I think it was 2018, I believe, off the top of my head, maybe 2017. We were digging in Guernsey, where I'm from, on a small island just off the coast. And in this grave, this cut grave, so someone had dug a hole purposely, we found a porpoise that had died and someone had maybe killed it and it had been buried. We do not know why. We do not know when. We just know that someone killed a porpoise, dug a hole, put it in, buried it, and didn't come back for it. So we had some national and I think international media attention surrounding that, which was an experience for my first excavation. Yeah. So that's also been a fairly memorable one. The best thing about archaeology, I have to pick two here. First of all, it is the people. All of the archaeologists I have encountered and worked with have just been absolutely amazing and lovely, and a lot of them I call good friends. But also being able to be the first people to find the past, being able to actually explore the past, uncover the past that has been forgotten about. And in the case of Cookham, when I find something, I'm the first person to hold it in 1,200 years, which is always a bit mind-blowing that I get to do this. And it's just a real privilege, and I just love that about archaeology.
What advice would you give to other VI young people who are interested in getting involved in archaeology?
Yeah, do it. Give it a go. There are definitely hurdles, but you can overcome them. And although you may struggle with some of the sighted things, one thing I've just noticed when I lost my eyesight was I was paying attention more to touch and to my hearing. And that is also very important in digging. So when I'm actually finding the archaeology, but there are other ways that you can do archaeology, whether that's learning how to be a specialist with bits of pottery, whether that's, not outside in an office. And there are also technology these days is a wonderful thing. And I use magnifiers that make some of my colleagues with fully working sight envious because of how well the zoom is on them. So there are definitely ways and means to do it. And yeah, just give it a go. Find either an archaeological society or the Young Archaeologist Club to go and experience archaeology. It's definitely a hands-on thing which you have to do. It is definitely, give it a go.